We got Bob Todd and Bob Whitney here, two great radio giants through the years who have decided to put a massive project together. They've built a website, which is called what?
OurRadioshow.net.
OurRadioshow.net.
After the W's.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so you go to that thing. So I guess your callers would be www. You have the dream
Yes,
callers.
www.
We've got to buy those callers.
Yeah. Well, actually, you should be kkk.com.
No.
No, that won't work.
No. All right, so
But
so
there's
you,
some great guys on there. And we just left Boston and talked to Arnie Ginsberg,
the woo-woo.
The
Woo-woo
woo-woo.
Ginsberg, yeah.
who is a very deep, he's like you.
He's
a
rich.
very
He's
deep
a
person.
he's a very rich man.
Yes, he is a very
His
rich
His mother
man.
left him the money.
Yeah.
He never needed it to begin with, and he did the job anyway.
Yeah.
And I respect him for that. I think that's fun.
And he did lots of pieces of different jobs, but he kept blowing the whistle. And
Oh yeah. Well, he was like the Captain Kangaroo of the,
He was
the nighttime
wild.
radio.
He was wild on the air. You'd
Yeah.
never think this guy was.
I
so
always thought he missed the boat though. He
intellectually
should open a restaurant and had a Ginsburger.
deep. He
did.
did. We
Oh,
have it
God.
on tape. No, we do. We have it
He
on
did
tape.
it then, huh?
Yeah.
He needed to do that.
The Arnie Ginsberger. There was a drive-in. In 1961, we played an air check. Got an air check of him, tooting his horn and whistling his whistle.
Yeah, that would be a tape of the performance, because you wonder what
Yeah.
the word air check means.
Yeah, air check means
Yeah.
a tape of the performance.
So we have had a lot of years together, you guys. I mean, I've shared a lot of the same experiences you have.
Did you know that Bob Whitney produced the Dick Clark radio show?
No.
In 1963. Mars Productions with Dan Ingram produced the Dick Clark radio show.
I do
in
remember that,
1963.
as a matter of fact. And Dick then went on his own after that, didn't he?
That's right.
Because Dick's greedy. He is. I had Tony Mammarello as my manager, and I said to Dick one time, I said, didn't we share the same manager with Tony Mammarello? He says, I never had a manager. And so I asked him again. He says, stop asking me, and he turned the tape machine off. He didn't want to hear anymore. I love Dick. He's a really, I like him very much. I'm not liking him. I'm just saying that's his personality. He likes money. I think he likes money more than he likes anything.
Well, I don't.
That's him.
Yeah.
That's him. I mean, but that's an honest thing to say.
Sure it is.
And most people wouldn't be saying that, because it's suicide in our business to say something about someone else when it's true, because it's a wound. And I mean, if I had a national television show right now and I said Dick Clark is greedy, he'd be calling somebody.
True. Right.
Well, you think about it. When we got back together again after all these years and started talking about all these people that we had known over the years and wondering, where is so-and-so? Whatever happened to so-and-so? And discovered that many of these people were gone. They've left. And many of them are lamenting what they used to be.
Well, isn't
And
that the death of a salesman? That's the
that's
case with
kind of
everybody.
that.
It is
Yeah.
the death of a
Well,
salesman.
that's everybody. I mean,
All that
everything has
gifted
changed.
potential would happen.
Well,
There it
I
is.
saw today, when I came back from Los Angeles, I saw a very interesting piece of business where folks who had gone into their own businesses, netscaping,
Right.
net escaping,
Net escape.
they have been going out making their fortunes and parlaying it, and then sorely disappointed when things crashed. They came back to their regular jobs in all of these areas of the country where high tech exists. They have taken on regular employment. They want their old positions back again and have a regular check. So
That's
it's
true for a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of them, however, escaped with a lot of money,
Yes,
and that's nice.
if that's the point.
Yeah.
If it's the point.
Well, it is. It must be.
But
you know.
not my point.
No.
I mean, I like money and I respect it. Not enough, I guess, honestly.
You really love what you're doing.
I love people. I love what they're doing.
But your ability, because of your broadcasting background, because of the comfort that you have being on the air, and the ability to reach and touch people, like you did with Dan earlier
But
tonight.
that's because of my love of God and people,
Right.
not because of my broadcast ability. A lot
Well,
of people have
But a
abilities.
lot of people love God and love people, but couldn't do what you do.
Well, maybe God has given them another gift.
No
and
doubt.
They might want to explore that. And this is evolutionary anyway. I didn't have this in mind. I was never, ever thinking to do this again. And yet, in a way, I wanted to do it again. So I'm a contradiction in terms.
Yeah, and you're unique because, in my opinion, an awful lot of people who are in radio like the switches and the microphones and the headphones
Right.
and the mixing of the music and the fantasy that they can spin for themselves and others, and of course to be loved, as you pointed out.
Yeah.
You're a little bit different because I don't see you, really in a tactile way, enjoying all the gadgetry around you. And I would guess that probably that's not what you do like.
I'm enjoying your company. I'm enjoying hearing what you have to say and talking to you. And also the people here earlier. I want to see what they're all about. I'm curious. And I don't read, as you see me, I don't read their rap sheets. I read it after they leave.
Yeah.
And I say, oh, gee, I should have said that. You heard me do that, right?
Right.
I mean, that's common for me. I'm challenged. And but see, if I weren't uninterested in a person in front of me, then I wouldn't do it that way. I'd have to be reading something, finding out what they're all about, and then ask them questions. And then I probably wouldn't be here because it's boring for me, but not for everybody.
No.
I don't really recommend this for everybody. I just think I'm at the right place doing the right thing at the right time, and I love my audience because the audience is respectful. Time and again, and this is a true story. I could say this before God and my children. People will say, "Gee, you have such a great audience." I mean, they're so respectful. Whenever they come in public, wherever we are, so you get back what you put out.
Right.
If I wanted to run one of those kinds of shows, and I don't know if I got more popular if it would change, incidentally. You know what I mean by that is more television and all that other business. I don't know. Maybe I'm. Don't ask for what you want; you're liable to get it. That's the category.
New York's a
Probably
a very wonderful and unique place. There aren't many places a lot like New York, or do you think otherwise?
I think New York is surprisingly sensitive and warm, and I think California is very cold and fake. But I like both. Sometimes I like fake palm trees.
Joey Reynolds, thank you so much for being on your show.
You're welcome. Bob Todd, Bob Whitney, and Lou Christie. Do you remember this song?
Oh, yes.
Beyond the Blue Horizon? So as we fade into the sunrise, which is not where you're supposed to fade, we want to thank everybody for... Tony, thanks for tonight. And Hope, go to the theater. Beyond the Blue Horizon. Remember my book. And as we say every morning, let a smile be your umbrella, but don't get a mouthful of rain.
That was great.
Yeah, and we got it on videotape.
That was great.
So is that all right?
Yeah, that was great.